So okay, so you want to start societal structure?
Yeah, but you can go ahead if you're talking about females.
Yeah, so basically, this is kind of talking about how the player version of the Minotaur exists. We won't talk about it that much, but Minotaurs as the monster, at first, there were no female Minotaurs. It was mostly guys that were the cultists. And they needed to breed and prolong their genes, so they would rape human females. Humans. Minotaurs would. And the offspring is always a male Minotaur. Yep. Always a male Minotaur. If it comes from a human mother. But eventually female humans or female humanoids started to praise Baphomet, and then that's where female Minotaurs came into being. And normally male Minotaurs are stronger than females, so males will actually have like a bunch of females, kind of like a lion pride.
Right.
Like, so that's why I say sometimes they're social, because one male will have like a bunch of females, right?
Okay, yeah, so that is if they get social, but
yeah.
Okay, so just to finish the female part. So that is one explanation. I also heard that it was just straight up a myth that there were only females.
They're
because
super rare.
They are rare, but people thought cultists couldn't transform females, but then they did.
Yeah.
So it happened. So then female Minotaurs existed. But it is true that if a male Minotaur mates with a female human, probably not consensual, if it happens, it is always a male offspring. However, if a Minotaur male mates with a female Minotaur, true breeding.
It can be both.
It can be either. And so then I'm wondering, what if a female Minotaur
mates with
a male human?
Probably only. That has never been told. Probably only female, though.
Probably. I'm thinking the whole idea is that the Minotaur is the dominant genes or the dominant chromosomes or whatever.
Yeah, but also another thing. I'm sorry I'm talking about the player thing so much. So the reason why the player ones exist is because the Minotaurs mate so much.
Yeah, they just evolved.
Yeah, basically their demon blood gets diluted over time.
Yeah.
So they're not as. So that's why they're smaller than like the demon one, you know. So yeah, no, but like that kind of explains why people can play as Minotaurs and why they don't just eat people.
Yeah, societal structure is where we're really saying that we're not talking about the player Minotaur, because there's a lot of different societies that Minotaurs that you can be from as a player Minotaur. In this case, we're just going to be talking about where the monsters are coming from. So, yeah, in general, Minotaurs are not social.
Yeah.
They've never been social. They've always been ostracized, mainly because of their worship to a demon, but also because they eat people. So everyone's like, you're not allowed in my city, get out. And so they just never got the chance to be social, and they don't really, they're not social with their own kind either, because they really have no reason to be. It's
only for mates.
Only for mates.
Yeah, like males hate each other. That's why I said they will kill each other on sight normally.
Yeah.
Unless it's a young male, then like the older one will teach it. But basically, the society structure, if they're ever social. It's saying it's really rare, the monster one. If they're ever social, it's for mating or trophies.
Okay.
Killing each other. But normally the hierarchy is the strongest males, and then you get the females, then you get the weaklings. The males and the females are like nothing.
If they do have a small tribe or something, it is by pure strength of who's leading. So the stronger one will be male, and the leader will be the strongest of the males.
Exactly.
And then it will go down from there.
Exactly, yeah. So that's normally the monster one, but most of the time they're loners, big loners, because, like we just said, they eat people. No one wants that. So they'll go out, they'll be in the wilderness, they could go in labyrinths, they just go in very tight places, and they'll go out and hunt.
Yeah, and that's why they're loners, because if you bring in multiple Minotaurs into one place...
That's competition.
So they're not going to want that. They're going to kill each other. You know what I mean? It's like tigers or something.
Literally, they're kind of like tigers. They're kind of like were-tigers, actually. I mean, were-tigers are way more chill. But,
Yeah, but it's just I can kill things on my own. I don't need to feed you, too. Exactly. If there was a culture, though, I'm just thinking, it would be cool to see... for there be a situation in which a female did rise. Like, what if a female was the strongest, right? Because that can happen. It's just not in general.
Like, I kind of feel like the only way that can happen is if all the males were, like, not directly morphed into a Minotaur, and there was only one female Minotaur that was transformed by Baphomet himself.
Well, but that's one way, true. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can make it happen. I'm thinking just, some females are stronger than others, and some men are weaker than others, and it could just so happen that all the men are on the weaker side and this female's on the stronger side and beats them out. And then it's like, whoa, what's like the dynamics there now?
I think the dynamics, I think they would just still have control. They probably, because
the males?
No, the female.
Yeah.
Like the main female would act the same as like a big male, but probably wouldn't have like normally the males have like kind of like they're not concubines,
no,
but like they just have
a
bunch of females. I'm not sure if the main female would do that with males. Because males that are weaker than a female...
Up to the DM, I think. Yeah, it's pretty creative.
That is true. But any Minotaur that that's weaker than another Minotaur, they respect or challenge. So I think that if you had a big female Minotaur, these are the two options. Everyone respects her because she's the strongest,
Right.
Or you might have that one male in the background who's weaker might challenge her.
But he would lose.
He would lose,
if he's weaker, yeah.
Unless some other big Minotaur, female or male, comes along and, that's physically stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like in campaigns to kind of take
idea.
something and change something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that'd be an interesting thing.
Yeah, no, that would be an interesting
if you are dealing with societies of monster Minotaurs.
Yeah.
But in general, their societal structures are pretty simple in that they are 98% of the time by themselves, and then you got that 2% that might make a little group.
And they actually say if they're in a group that's bad for like a kingdom, because they're like, oh, there's like a horde of Minotaurs.
Yeah.
Like they literally said, like in society, so a Minotaur's born around 3 years, they're sexually matured, so they can start having kids. But when they're like 3 years old, they have the capability of killing like 20 orcs. Full-grown orcs.
No, I don't think that's true. I think they have the capability of killing one. I think they're like equal to an orc.
Yeah, they're equal to orc once they
which is a big deal when you're age 3.
Yeah, but I think it's when you reach 5 years or they mature fully, they can just go massacre an orc tribe by themselves.
One Minotaur?
I mean, that's what stories have in the stats themselves, orcs are gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I was about to say,
but like in the lore, Minotaurs have been known to do that. In Minotaur Society, it's better to kill one big thing more than kill a bunch of little easy things.
Yeah, that's true.
But
although I think we're getting into player societies here.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, in terms of the monster, if you're a DM, just throwing a Minotaur monster at them, the monster's gonna be by themselves. So
most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the Monster Society?
No, not really. I don't think so.
All right.
All right, enemies and allies. Yeah. So their main enemy, civilization. Anything that deals with civilization.
Right.
So, most of the humanoids.
But they won't. Okay, so this is the monster, right? And it kind of depends what which motivation you're going off of. So if you have that basic, like animalistic Minotaur that's really just hunting for food and stuff and isn't too driven by the demonic evil within their blood, then they're not just going to run into a village and start killing things. Like, they do care about self-preservation.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, their enemy might be civilization, but they ain't going to go do anything about it. You know what I mean? They're going to wait till something leaves and then do something to them. Right?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, they hate civilization.
Yeah, no, they hate civilization. So when I say civilization, I mean they don't like humans, elves, dwarves, the most typical, like, chill races,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
basically everyone is their enemy.
The most civilized. Yeah, everyone mostly is their enemy, but they can sometimes ally with orcs, goblinoids, and just generally anything of chaos, so demons. That's one too.
Okay.
The monster one can. They think orcs and all the other ones are lower.
Yeah, that's what to say.
Them. They don't really ally with them, but you can see them together not killing each other. Like they're trade partners. Like they'll trade with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then so obviously an enemy of them would be anyone competing for the same food source.
Exactly. So where like Canthrothopes, that can be one.
Yeah, or other Minotaurs. Yeah, anything that's in the same. So if it's occupying a cave,
They're very
anything that
territorial.
comes in that cave, they don't want it there, so they're just gonna kill it if they can.
Right. Yeah.
And then their biggest enemy is gnolls.
Yes. I was gonna say that, but I didn't know we were gonna talk about that. So if you don't know what gnolls are,
I mean, I'd say gnolls are like their only true enemy.
they literally
Everyone else
hate
is
each other.
just like if you want to say a tiger's an enemy to a lion, sure, they're just competing. But
like
they hate gnolls.
Yeah, the reason why the demon lord of the gnolls is his name is so like it's Yongagu.
It's Yinangu.
Yinangu. So gnolls, if you don't know what gnolls are, imagine a minotaur, not a minotaur, but imagine a man mixed with a hyena.
Yeah, they're hyena people.
Yeah, they're hyena people. So basically, what gnolls is all about is hunger. Kind of the same things of Baphomet, but Baphomet you want to hunt people. Gnolls they just want to eat. They just eat.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's all they do is eat.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about gnolls in the episode, but like so Baphomet and Yongan, the demon lord of the gnolls.
The demon prince of gnolls.
Yeah, yes. They hate each other. Nangalu kind of like so gnolls are quicker hunters than Minotaurs. Minotaurs are the strength. And then, like, gnolls are, like, the quick pack hunters. So they fight each other. And, so Baphomet hates the demon lord of gnolls.
And do you know the reason?
It's because, like, the cultists kill each other.
Well, I think that's a product of their hatred. But what caused it is that Baphomet and Yingnagu we basically worked together at one point. They were allies. And they were together in battle, and they lost a huge battle. And ever since then, they've blamed each other for the loss. Yeah. They're not going to blame themselves or blame the other person. And so ever since then, that hatred of each other has basically bled into their creations, which are gnolls and Minotaurs.
Well, I mean, they actually fight each other in the Abyss, though, too. All the time.
Yeah, but
that's
a product of why they hate each other.
Yeah, everyone fights in the Abyss. But, like, they're like, for that reason, they just hate each other. Because gnolls will eat the Minotaur's food, too. That's another big thing. Yeah. Like, if a pack of gnolls come, the Minotaur's food is gone because they just eat everything. Like, Minotaurs, they don't just go out to eat everything. They actually, like, hunt and they try to preserve their game. So they're smart hunters, but gnolls, they just eat. You know? Like, It's pretty funny. Like, a gnoll's life cycle is... So when gnolls come, the first sign is hyenas. Just normal hyenas. So when gnolls come, they'll bring hyenas. The hyenas eat the bodies. The hyenas become very fat, and they'll explode into new gnolls. So I kind of think of it kind of like a butterfly. So, you know, like you got the gnolls, they're like the butterfly, they lay the eggs. The hyenas are like the caterpillars, but then when they become really fat and like they physically cannot move, they become the pupae, and then gnolls burst out of the hyena.
Wow, that is complex.
And Minotaurs will actually go out and just slaughter hyenas too.
Okay.
So they just hate hyenas in general. Gnolls.
Yeah.
Gnolls will attack Minotaurs on sight too. They will go into labyrinths. That's why Minotaurs love labyrinths so much too.
One reason.
One reason. It messes with gnolls. It makes gnolls angry because they actually have to think. And the Minotaur just messes with them.
So, I mean, they definitely have reasons to be mad at each other in terms of just straight-up food competition.
Yeah.
But, like, the reason they literally hate just each other...
Their demonic blood drives them to hate each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the Minotaur normally... I think the Minotaur normally wins.
Yeah,
but
on a 1v1 fight.
On a 1v1, but the gnolls, they're pack hunters. They're like the opposite of Minotaurs. They're super social. So it's like, you know, it's like the bear versus the wolves, like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Minotaur, yeah.
But that's basically the only true enemy, I'd say. And Minotaurs don't really have allies. I mean, sure, maybe they can work together. But they think they're better than everyone. They get so mad so easily, and they don't have any reason to team up.
Yeah, no,
they're very capable.
They have very low allies. Like, what I count allies is people they won't just outright kill on sight.
Oh, well, I would say that's...
Yeah, but
I don't know. That's pretty. Bar.
They do talk with other Minotaurs, females or females to males. They do talk with the opposite sex most of the time. Or if a younger Minotaur needs guidance from an older one.
Well, you're getting again. This is like player society.
No, this is actually monster one too. Monsters normally do not like each other, but if it's a really old monster Minotaur and it's like, let's say, like a 2-year-old baby one. Like the monster, they'll like top because he has to spread like the demonicness. Like it's his drive to, it's like a kid. Like if it was like a full grown, they're gonna kill each other. But if it's like a baby, the older one will take care. But at like age 3, they kick them out and they say if you come back, you're dead. Like they make sure like do not come in my territory, you die. So they just want it to survive to go somewhere else. Like they won't just outright kill it. But they will trade, as I say again, orcs, goblinoids, things of chaos. They kill gnolls. Main allies, as I say. Who they're kind of chill with, but they hate too, I guess.
I just don't think they have allies. I mean, maybe they won't kill them on sight. That doesn't make them an ally.
They don't, but orcs can sometimes like get a Minotaur's help by like giving it food.
That's very weak allies. It's
Well,
I wouldn't say it's allies.
As I say again, they normally don't have allies. They have two weak allies. So I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what you think of an ally. But like yeah. I mean, I agree with you. They don't really have allies.
Yeah,
they don't really like. They're not best friends with anyone really.
No, they don't work together.
Yeah, they don't really work. I mean, they can with orcs and goblins, but not really. Very rare. But they think they're in control. And they can. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of like their enemies and allies.